This is Ruth Ann McKinnon with a perfume haul for you. These are the fragrances that I've bought in the last month or so. There are most of these, if not all of them, well, maybe not all of them, but anyway, most of them are lesser known, not hyped perfumes at all, things that perhaps you've heard of or not. So I'm just going to get started so this doesn't get too long. I'm going to start with a perfume that's actually quite well known. This is Rogue by Rihanna. Look at this cute little bottle. This is the smallest one I could find because I've heard such varied things about it. I really wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but thankfully I do like it. This is actually very nice, so it's definitely full bottle worthy. This is just a little 0.5 fluid ounces. So this is a 2013 fruity, musky fragrance which is unique because of a suede note that is in the top notes. The good news is it doesn't smell cheap. It's actually very pleasant to my nose. I really do enjoy it. It's kind of a sensual oriental. Great for autumn, lasts 6+ hours. So I'm really glad to have this. I'm going to use this up. Great size for travel, and I'll definitely be buying a full bottle when this one is empty. So next up I have 2 bottles of Cody Exclamation. This is one of my all-time favorite fragrances. This goes back to the 80s. This is what my high school, back in the 80s, my high school hallways smelled like this, big time. This and Giorgio Beverly Hills. So this is a powdery, spicy, warm vanilla. And my favorite part about this fragrance is it's just a sexy beast. And there's this beautiful, warm, musky sandalwood in the base that I absolutely love. It's got a lot of fruity notes in the opening, peach and apricot. But the sandalwood is really what shines in this fragrance. It lasts 6 to 8 hours. It's absolutely gorgeous, juicy, fruity floral with a lot of musk and sandalwood. Don't let the tacky bottle and the 1980s formulation fool you into thinking this is not worthy. Absolutely gorgeous. Nice small, these are 1.7 fluid ounces. Perfect for throwing in your purse, keeping one in your drawer, just always having it around. Absolutely love it. Next one I have is, okay, so excuse my little delay here. This one is called Carla Musk. This is I've mentioned this several times on my channel, so I'm not going to go too in-depth on it because you're probably sick of hearing about it. But this is a Mexican yellow musk fragrance that I've only been able to find on eBay, and I've had to have shipped here from Mexico. Whenever I've traveled to Mexico, I've looked for it in the stores and I can't find it. So honestly, I can't tell you much about it other than that it's a beautiful unisex yellow musk, and it's blended with bergamot. So in the opening, it's an equal share, I would say, between musk and bergamot. The bergamot really in the dry down kind of burns off, and then you're just left with this soapy, beautiful, clean yellow musk that lasts for hours. Very inexpensive. And I also got this time around, I got a body cream that goes with it. So I haven't tried this yet, but I'm sure it's going to be great. And the manufacturer is called Fuller. I don't know anything about them either, but I highly recommend this fragrance if you can get your hands on it. Next one, I have a Ted Lapidus fragrance. Here is the box. You can see the whole thing here. Ted Lapidus Creation Thé Vert, or green tea. And I'm going to show you the bottle. I tend not to like these bottles that have the built-in sprayers. Not my favorite, but anyway, besides the bottle design not being much to my liking, the fragrance is beautiful. This Thé Vert, or green tea, is everything I wanted Elizabeth Arden's green tea fragrance to be. Now, I have reviewed that on this channel before, and I was not a fan. I am not a fan of Elizabeth Arden's green tea. I think it's weak, it's boring, it doesn't perform. I sprayed it on, and I couldn't even smell it. just absolutely, I don't understand the hype on that one at all. This is a nice, strong green note brewed tea, and that brewed green tea is mixed a bit with ice and mint. It's almost mojito-like, but not. It's much better than that. In the opening, there's a lot of citrus notes, and then you get this strong green brewed tea. It's aromatic, earthy, green. It's great for summer. A little sultry as well. Really, really like it. The scent lasts a good 6+ hours. Like I said, if you are also bewildered by the Elizabeth Arden green tea hype, get this one. This one is definitely worth the hype, if there was a hype around it. And I'm really glad to have this in my collection, and I'm going to enjoy it a great deal this summer. Next up, I have, all right, so this is really an old-timey fragrance. This is Avon Candid. Look at the box. It's really kind of a beat-up old, I don't know if this comes from the 70s or 80s, but here's the bottle. So I'm kind of doing a lot of nostalgic revisiting of the fragrances that my mother's generation wore in the 70s. And I'm finding that these are the fragrances that I really, really love the most. So Candid came out in 1977. It's a floral fragrance. It's got basically a mixture of florals with a spicy notes in the opening and a beautiful, warm, spicy sandalwood mixed with cinnamon in the base. So when you first spray it, it's a bit of a spicy floral, and then comes in the tuberose mixed with jasmine, and then you have this warm, sexy sandalwood base. For an Avon fragrance, this is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm really glad to have this in my collection. These bottles can be had for a steal on eBay. That's where I purchased it, for under $20. That includes shipping. So I haven't really worn it much. I've tested it, but I haven't worn it. But I'm really looking forward to it this winter. All right. Next up, I have, let's see, what do I have next? Okay. So this is, I'm really into sandalwood lately. I'm on a sandalwood kick. This is Adam Levine's fragrance for women. This is just a big sandalwood bomb. It's florals mixed with sandalwood, sandalwood from beginning, mid to the end. Absolutely gorgeous. This one is definitely worth the hype. $13 for this bottle, including shipping on eBay. Worth every penny. This I would spend $30, $40 for. That's how good it is. And it does perform. It's sexy, beautiful. It's very unique. If you like sandalwood, you definitely need, why haven't you tried this? Would be my question. Because it is so inexpensive, it should be on every sandalwood lover's collection, in my opinion. Absolutely beautiful. Next up, I have, this is one that I had seen a review for and decided to pick it up. This one is Boucheron. I believe that's how it's pronounced. This is a French perfume, and I have the box here. All right, so Boucheron, this is the EDT formulation, is 1988 Amber Floral. This is, in the opening, it's a mixture of citrus, and then it also has a basil note in the top notes. In the base, we have amber, sandalwood, benzoin. This has a really beautiful, warm, sexy sandalwood dry down. It also has civet and ambergris and musk. So that gives it much more complexity, depth, and kind of an animalic sexiness to it. It's very long-lasting. It's not very expensive. And of course, my phone's ringing. Okay, so my husband got the phone. Good. I haven't been able to do much other than test this one, so I'm not able to give you a really thorough review on it other than my first impressions, but it is beautiful. It can be had for a steal, and it lasts a good 6+ hours. I can't say for certain how long it lasts. Like I said, once I get to know it better, perhaps I'll include it on a review later. And I have a couple of more here. So this next one, I have another Boucheron fragrance. This one is called Jaipur Bouquet, or Jaipur. I don't know how that's pronounced. I apologize. It's a French perfume, and it's supposed to be kind of a jungle-like exotic floral. It doesn't really come off that way for me. This is a 2019 creation, is considered an amber floral. It only lasts for me about 4 hours, but it's gorgeous. Not a really good performer though. Really starts out as kind of a jungle exotic green earthy fragrance with a lot of florals. The florals in here really come through is the sambac jasmine. This really is a jasmine dominant perfume. In the base we have some cashmere woods, sandalwood, and patchouli. Probably of all of those, the cashmere woods come through the most. This is not as complex a fragrance as the original Boucheron, but it's very nice. Not very expensive, doesn't last very well, so I probably, once this is gone, I'll enjoy it this summer, but I most likely will not buy another bottle because the performance isn't there. But it's very nice, and I'm glad that I've gotten to try it. And I have one more, and this one is a real treat. Remember when I talked about the 70s perfumes that my mother's generation wore? Well, I purchased Timeless. Look at that beautiful bottle. Timeless. Now, when I was a kid, every single mother had on their dresser a bottle of Charlie, and then right next to it was a bottle of Timeless. And of course, Avon was all the rage back then. We had an Avon lady in our neighborhood, and every single mother wore this beautiful fragrance, and I'm so grateful to have it. It's a 1970s stunner, 1974 specifically, Chypre floral. The primary experience that I get wearing this is amber. This is an amber woody balsamic fragrance. It's quite powdery, musky, great performance. And despite this perfume being, I don't know if this is from the 70s or 80s, but it's definitely both. So this box has a bottle in it as well. So I liked it so much, I immediately bought a backup. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that exciting? So anyway, this one's a little darker, but they both smell exactly the same. Just this beautiful, complex dry down. I would say primarily what I get from this is sandalwood and musk, with some woody, powdery, balsamic notes. Has a moderate sillage. Don't let the bottle fool you. This is a very complex, beautiful, stunning fragrance. So I'm going to wear that a lot this fall and winter. And this is my haul. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.